for all the agents when they're coming in. All right, so we're going to start the training, and this is Doug Smith with DHS Realty, and today's training is on the MLS. So you should be seeing my screen, and if you join, put yourself on mute if I haven't done it already. So the first thing is, and I am recording and sharing the screen, is this is the website that's going to be just needed almost as a know it like the back of your hand, and it's called matrix.netris.net. So again, the website is matrix.netris.net. I put it on my phone. Oh, hold on, the screen like this. I put it on my phone, and when the it should go to the screen in just a second for the people watching. Oh, maybe that's just for y'all. So, but I still want y'all to be able to see it. Okay, so matrix.netris.net, and you're going to have a login. So for those that are new or those that are visiting, your login will be your license with a 0 in front of it. You'll have your own password. And what I like to do is with you clean it up. And that means that when you log in, you'll see these boxes and you'll always click matrix.netris.net over here on the left at the top. That's the MLS. Once you click in the MLS, this is the screen that we all have in our company. What I've tried to do is simplify MLS, because I know with my experience what's needed and what's extraneous and it's not needed. And when you first log into MLS, this is what your screen looks like. And nobody really knows this because I kind of clean it up for everybody. But when you first log in to the MLS as a new agent, this is what the screen looks like, and it's overwhelming. There's like so many boxes, and you're like, holy crap, what do I even need all this for? So what I do is I go in and I eliminate all of them except for the 3 that I think are the most important. Now, the neat thing is when I eliminate them, you're able to go in and add them if you ever want to. So let me show you what everybody's looks like in our companies for the most part. As you're more experienced and you want to change it and add more, that's fine. But this is the way it'll always look, so that when I send you a video on training, you go, oh, this is the same screen I have. So in the top right corner, it says, hello, Doug. It would say, hello, Constance, hello, Deborah, hello, Mark, whoever. On the left is all the recent portal visitors. So these are my clients, and this shows you when they've looked at a house. And if they favored it, there'd be a heart right there. And if they favorited it, I'd already get a text message showing that it's so that they want to look at it. So the reason why I get a text message is because what I do is when I first sign everybody on, I go to Matrix and Summary, and I go to Settings, and right here it says Portal Notifications, and I put in your cell phone and ask for your phone provider, and then I hit Save, and it sends you a 4-digit code. You send me back the 4-digit code, I plug it in here and hit Save. And so every time somebody favorites a home, I get a text message. If I wanted to text every time somebody opens up a search, I could click that. If I wanted to text every time somebody visits a search I send them for the first time, I could click that. And then all I do is hit Save. And if I go back to recent portal settings, you'll see that it's got all 3 of those. It's just that I like to just get a message when people favorite a home. So I do that, and that's part of your onboarding. I usually do it inside of a day and a half. And again, when I ask you for your cell phone, that's why I'm asking it. And then once you give me your cell phone, I ask you to send me a 4-digit code, and that's the reason why I want it. So this dashboard is where you're always going to be defaulted when you go. And again, on the left will be when you start plugging in people. And we have a free lead system that I just started about 7 days ago called OpCity. And I've got agents that are already having lease closings and for sale closings. And we just got it about 10 days ago. It's free on the front end. On the back end, you pay 35% referral to this company, not to me. So to me, you only pay $50 or $225, depending if it's sale or lease. But it's a free lead program. So you don't pay anything on the front end, but you do pay a 35% to this company called OpCity. Every agent in our office has it, and they love it. Because some people don't want to pay money on the front end. But if you want to pay money on the front end, I also have a relationship with Zillow, and it's a month-to-month contract. So you have a contact person you call at Zillow named Laura Stoner, and you would just say, hey, my name's Deborah. I'm with Doug. I want to see what the cost would be to buy month-to-month leads. I don't want a contract. And she'll say, where do you live? And you go, oh, I live at 123 Easy Street in Rockwall. And she'll drop from your address, she'll do a diagram, like a radius search, and she'll say, how much do you want to pay monthly? And you'll say $300, $400, whatever. And she'll say, well, this is how many leads you can get in this circle from your house, an hour and a half from your house. And I would just pick the most leads. Don't worry about where it's at, because people call from anywhere and you'll be able to move their search and refine it into an area wherever you want. So you just get the most leads. But again, you pay that on the front end and you don't have any referral on the back end. So we have two types of lead programs for two types of agents. We have some that say, hey, I don't want to pay anything on the front end. Op City, you pay on the back end 35% on anything over 150 and any leases. Anything under 150 is just 30%. And then Zillow is where you say, hey, I don't want to pay anything on the back end. And so what you would do is you would pay on the front end, but there would be no splits in that at all. And again, the splits aren't with me. I'll never have splits. So it's just with them. Okay. So let's say that, let me just cover a little bit about this square right in the middle. It's like so dummy proof. It's crazy. This house, the address is 8005 Fall Meadow. Let's say that somebody calls you, and I'm always about setting the appointment. So somebody calls, goes, hey, I'd like to look at 8005 Fall Meadow. And you go, hey, this is Constance with DHS Realty, or this is Constance with Keller Williams, because I don't care whoever you go with. This is good training, and I, do it for anybody that's visiting. You always want to set the appointment, so you never even want to go in the MLS. That takes too much time, and there's a downtime on the phone. So if it was me, hey, this is Doug Smith with DHS Realty. Hey, my name is Constance. I was looking at 8005 Fall Meadow. Want to see if I could look at it? Sure. When do you want to look? Just like that. How about tonight at 6? Sure. Is this your cell phone, Constance? Yes. Do you text? I do. What's your last name? You give it to me. And then I get your email. And I get off the phone and go, I'll see you at 6 p.m. Hey, one more thing before I get you off the phone. Give me your realtor's name so I can sign them in case you like the house tonight. I want to make sure I don't take money from your realtor. Oh, I don't have a realtor. All right, I'll see you tonight. So I have this website on my phone saved as a home screen, matrix.netris.net. All I'm going to do on my phone or here is I'm going to type in the website, matrix.netris.net. It's going to take me to the same screen. Right here, I can find that house in a multitude of ways. 8005, and let's say that I don't know how to spell, but I know that is F. So I know there's an F. Hold on one second. The late stragglers. So I know there's an F. So again, 8005 and there's an F there. I hit search and it's going to pull up anything in the entire MLS since 2003 with 8005 and an F on it. And you can see that right there, there's two 8005s. Okay, so because those are two different MLS numbers, see that? 10-600-773, 10-03-3473. That means it was listed two different times. Okay, so I would pull up both of those. And whenever you see that MLS number and you click on it, this is called an agent full report. It's the most information you can ever get on a property. Okay, right here, if I click on the address, right here, if I click on the address, it's going to pull up a map. Okay, and you can, one second. All right, so for those that are just joining, I'm just pulling up an address, 8005 and an F, and then you can see that it comes up. Okay, now you click on the MLS number, and you can see that if you click on the address, that's going to pull up a map. All right, and when it pulls up the map, you can go in, you can zero in on it. Okay, you can go over here, and it'll give you layers. It'll tell you, hey, well, how do you want to look at it? Do you want a satellite? Do you want Google Street? Okay, so that's actually me getting the mail one day. Isn't that weird? Shows you. So anyways, that's the address. Okay, right underneath the house are some important little icons. Right underneath the house, the clock there's a little clock. It's hard to see, but there's a clock. And if you click on it, it pulls up all the history to this home since 2003. So it gives you a good way to like search to see, let's say that it was listed for 900 days, you'd see it. And you'd see that like every 100 days, they lower the price by 10 grand. And you could kind of calculate, hey, how close are we to that 90-day mark where they might lower it again? So you always have availability to look at the history of the home. Right above the picture of the house, you see it says listing. Right there it says tax. If you click on it, it tells you the owners to make sure that you're talking to the owner, okay? When you scroll down, it's going to have the measurements, all right? It's going to have some search criteria. Everything that's not in bold is a search criteria, if that makes sense. So you can always search for anything this way, okay? Right underneath here, it'll tell you who the listing agent was, how much is the commission, that's right there, BAC, right there. Days on market, okay? CDOM is cumulative, and then DOM is just days on market. CDOM means this, that if it was listed 4 times with 4 different brokers, it would show you the cumulative days. So it might say 400 days, but under DOM, it might say 2 days. And then at the bottom, it just kind of tells you information about the property, okay? So going back to the dashboard, this is where everything will always default to in our office because this is how we train. And when I send a video out, everybody knows that their MLS will pretty much open this way. Obviously, you can add additional stuff by just clicking on the down button and you can drag something over, okay? So we've already covered that. I like to minimize that. Over here is my recent portal visitors. Here is pulling up a specific house. Let's say that I didn't know the 8005 Fall Meadow, but I knew it was FALL. And then I knew it was in Plano. I could go down to Plano. So all I have is Fall and Plano and hit search. And again, it's going to pull up all the properties since 2003 that start with FALL. So I would just scroll down and go, oh, there it is. And eventually I would find it. So there's all kinds of ways to pull up a property, but you just want to kind of mess with it. And that's what I tell every agent. I do searches. I probably got 40,000 contacts in my MLS. Probably 10,000 of them are Joe Blow, Daffy Duck, or Donald Duck, because I do training all the time and I want people to know what it's like. Do a search for yourself. Put your own email in there. I'm about to do a search, so you'll always know the right way to do a search, to where if somebody opens it, you get a text message. And when they open it, their name shows up here on the left the next time you log in. So these are your 2 main searches, okay? Now let's talk about doing a search. Again, once you log in and your screen looks like this, there's really only one screen you got to learn, and it's this one. So all you do is you hover over search. Residential is for houses. Multifamily is for multifamily. Lots and acreage is for lots and acreage. Commercial and residential leases. And I'll be honest, the ones that I use the most are, because I'm active in the marketplace, is residential leases and residential sales. We have agents that do lots and acreage and commercial, but most part, you're going to do residential and residential leases. So we're going to do a scenario where Constance calls me and she gives me 8005 Fall Meadow. Well, I just looked it up by going here and I saw that there was no property active. They'd already been sold. So I'm already meeting her tonight at 6 p.m. because when I got off the phone with her, I already told her I was going to meet her at 8005 Fall Meadow. Once I look at Fall Meadow, I'm going to look at the criteria of it, and I'm going to go in and do a new search. So I'm going to go residential above search. I'm going to go search residential quick. And this next screen is the MLS. So I'm going to go ahead and send you a search of all the homes like Fall Meadow because I'm meeting you in 6 hours. I need to go ahead and get you a list of homes. And then I'm going to text you that that home's not available, but that I still can meet you tonight at 6 if you see any homes you like. So I'm going to go over here to price. You can see that there's already 3 zeros marked. So I just go 0-500. That means 0-500,000. I go to city and I type in Plano. I go to year built. Knowing that Fall Meadow was built in 2003, I'm going to go year 2000 and a plus sign. If you don't put the plus sign in, you're only getting homes that are exactly 2000. So you want to put the plus sign. Okay, square footage, let's say that we want it to be 3,000 or bigger. Well, you can see that right now there's only 2 homes in Plano. See the bottom? So let's say I want to send these to you. This is what you do all the time. You hit results, and you're going to see the 2 lines. You always hit save, and then you always hit the middle box, new auto email. Once you hit the middle box, you're on the screen that if I scroll down to the bottom, if I hit save, I just emailed it to you. So it's super simple. I just need to fill out the top part. If I already had you as an existing client, you'd be in this drop down. But you're not. You're a new client. So I'm going to put you in. Spelled right? Constance?
Yes.
Last name?
Session, S-E-S-S.
That's right. Okay, and then I'm just going to make up a default email. Okay, everything yellow you have to fill in. So you just hit save. And then here, because I'm going to text you shortly, I'm just going to say 2 homes in your search criteria. I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and I'm going to hit save. I just emailed those to you. So now I'm going to text you and go, hey, Constance, this is Doug. I'm going to meet you tonight at 6. And hey, just so you'll know, that home on Fall Meadow is not available anymore. There's only 2 homes in Plano that fit that criteria. I just emailed them to you. Will you confirm when you got them? And just so you know, I still have 6 p.m. available, and we can knock both those houses out tonight from 6 to 7 if you want. Let me know. Now, when I text her after she made the initial call, I already sent you my electronic business card. It's Haystack. It's free. A YouTube video on why pick Doug as your agent. And then we're probably going to have like a little exchange back and forth. And I do video messaging. So that's one thing that kind of separates me from a lot of people is I'm a big believer in video messaging. I live video message for almost everybody. It lets Constance get to know me, and either she's going to like me or she's not, but I'd rather her either like me or not based on a video than a text message that could be misinterpreted. So I just go, hey, this is Doug. I just want to let you know that that home tonight at Fall Meadow is not available anymore. In your email, I sent you 2 properties. Just confirm if you got them, if you will. And I also sent you my electronic business card. I've got 6 p.m. available tonight. Let me know if you're still good. And we can meet at 2917 Cascade. And the second home is at 4217 Tall Oak. And we could just knock that one out next. Look forward to meeting you or hearing back from you, And then just normally she's going to respond back. And that's how you start a relationship. And then I think that the best contact manager ever, we have a free one. There's multiple of contact managers, but I think the best contact manager is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because your email might change, but one thing that doesn't is your social media account. So if I favorite you and find you and you see that I'm posting about real estate, you're like, oh, that's my real estate guy, or oh, that's my real estate girl. And so I think I'm a big believer in that. So let's say that Constance texts me back and says, yeah, I'd like to look at both of them. Let's say there's multiple properties and you're like, crap, where do I meet at first? So I don't look like an idiot traversing back and forth. All you have to do is above the one, you check all. Well, hold on. First, let me pull up the properties to show you what I'm talking about. So Cascade and Tall Oak. So again, that's how easy it is to find those properties. All I did is right there in street name, Cascade, comma, Tall Oak with no space. And then when I hit search, okay. So let's just say hypothetically that you wanted to look at the first 5. Okay. See down here at the bottom, see how only 2 of those are highlightable? Okay. Watch when I mark a couple. So 7's the most I ever show usually on a Saturday. Look right there. It says directions. When you click on directions, it tells you what order. So now I could say, hey, where do you live, Constance? And she's like, oh, I live in Mesquite. And I'm like, well, there's one in Mesquite, but there's also one over in friggin' Flower Mound. You want to end up at your house or start at your house? And I'll let her pick because I'm in customer service. I don't care about where we end up close to me. My job is real estate, and I'm going to make it comfortable for you. So you might go, you know what? How about we meet in Frisco or Plano? Well, then there's 2. So I would go either 21654 or 234561. Does that make sense? If you were going to meet at 3, I'd either go 321654 or 345612. But that way you don't look like an idiot. And I've done that, trust me, from experience. I once passed a fire station 10 times, And the buyer was like, why didn't we look at all of them on the same side of town? And I was like, oh, so yeah, try to use some of my hardships to, so that's what's kind of cool, okay, when it comes to searches. Now, when you originally log in, of course, with me in your first day of being onboarded, I do this MLS. When you go to residential quick, okay, so this is your search criteria. You always want active marked only. When you get your MLS, this is what's marked. So I uncheck mark those because those aren't available anymore. And then whatever you uncheck, you go over here to this rotary and you hit save as my default. And that way, every time you go to search residential quick, it'll look the same. So in my residential quick search, I have single family home, I have master down, and I have active only. Okay, but you can see there's not a whole lot of search criteria here. So what happens if Constance wanted a house with a pool and not any houses without pools? There are no search criteria right here for pools. So what I would do is I would scroll right below results and you'll see either add or add remove right here. As a new agent, it'll just say add. You click on it and the next screen on the left is every available field in the MLS, every available field, and it's dummy proof. So all you have to do is type in poo and it pulls up everything with POO. And right there it says pool, yes, no. So you click it and you move it over. Now it's on the right. You go, hey, I think somebody wants to know about a school district. School. And right there, school district. And you move it over. I think all those are good to mark. So if I was going to edit this a little, I go school. And then I would put the control button down and go, oh, I want that. Okay, and then you go add, it moves them all over. Cool. So then you hit back, that's all you do. And you'll see that when I scroll down, look at this. I got a bunch of extraneous search criteria. Okay. And so I can go in and do any kind of search. Hey, I want homes without an HOA. Look right there, HOA dues. HOA type, none. And then you go up. Oh, I want a home 0 to $1 million. Well, there's already 3 zeros. I want it in Frisco. I want no HOA. There's 6. But watch when I take out the HOA, how many there are. $117. So see that, I mean, you can do a lot of editing, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so that's residential quick. That's for houses. And again, one more search just to make sure we're clear. You go residential quick, okay? You go 0 to 300. You always got to put the dash in there. You go rock wall. As you start typing, if it pulls it up, you're good. If you put any multiple cities, you need a comma. And you can see there's 6. Again, always, 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 you hit results, you hit save, you hit new auto email, and you're back at the screen. You're either in the drop down or you're not. Put something in here, kind of BS, scroll to the bottom, hit save, and then text the buyer. Hey, I just sent you property, okay? If they open it, next time you log into MLS, their name will be here, and if they favorite a home, you'll get a text message. So now we have somebody that calls us and they want to look at lease properties. Again, right here, search. It's your main go-to. Residential lease, quick. Okay. Oh, I'm looking 0 to 2,000. Okay. There's no 0, so you have to put in the actual price. I want. Where do you live, Constance?
Grapevine.
I want Grapevine. As soon as you start typing it in, it picks it. You're golden. Right now, there's 0 homes that are houses or condos in Grapevine. 0 to 2,000. 0 to 5. 17. So you hit results. Again, you hit save. You hit new auto email. You either have them in a drop down or you create new. Lease homes in the subject line. Scroll to the bottom, hit save. Boom, it just went to you. Now, you always want to follow up with the tenant or the buyer to make sure it didn't go to their spam, because a lot of times it does originally. Okay. All right, so let me go back up here to the top. All right, so now let me go back into this search. So now I'm in the search, and let's say that I'm buying leads in a certain area. I can just go over here to recent searches on the far right, and it'll pull up my last 100 searches. So I don't have to go in the MLS every time for the same search. For instance, let's say you get a listing here at this house. So you have a search saved for Crystal Creek, the subdivision. It'll be saved there forever. So instead of going into search over here, residential quick, you just go, oh, boom. And you already got the search. So you're already there, and you just hit save new auto email, and boom, send it to a new one. Oh, another person called on that listing. Oh, boom, that search. There's 2 properties. Remember, we just did that one. And you just hit save, new auto email, name, subject line, scroll to the bottom, hit that, you just emailed it. So it's just trying to dumb things down in a good way to make it easy. Let's talk about doing a CMA. So we just covered searches. So we know that to do a search, you're going to hover over search, residential quick. We know as a default that it's going to show only active homes. Okay. But when we do a CMA, we want pending and sold. So and this is what I always say when people call me, because I don't need to be in front of this to tell you how to do any of it. I just go, hey, mark active. It's already marked. Skip coming soon. Mark the next 3, skip the next 2, and mark the next 2. When you mark pending sold, it's going to say 0, 90 days. Go back 0, 180. Go down here, and you're going to type in the subdivision, Crystal Creek. And whenever you put the asterisk, I don't know if you can see that, but that's above the 8. The asterisk is a wild card. So that means that it's pulling a Crystal Creek subdivision anywhere in the entire MLS, which is ginormous. So in order, Crystal Creek might be pretty common. I need to go ahead and make it to the city. And you can see there's 3 matches. So I hit results. Now, if this was a buyer search, what we hit? Save and new auto email. But this is not. This is a CMA. So instead, I'm going to mark the 1 above the 1. What I'm trying to get is this right here. And I can't click on it right now. But watch when I select all. And then I hit quick CMA, and it's dummy proof. It does a quick CMA that I've used for 28 years, and it's never done me wrong. So that's a CMA. It says, hey, there's a home right now active for $549. 2 homes sold at the bottom for $553 and $549. If your home was about 3,500 square foot, I would say let's go at 600, or because the market's crazy right now. And these homes at the bottom sold. Well, one sold June 7th, but the other one was back in February. So that's called a CMA, and that's as easy as it gets on doing that. All right, so here we are back at the top. Let's say that you wanted to find an open house to do. Well, right here on the first page, it talks about how many office listings we have right now. So we have 15 office listings, and we have anywhere from 15 to 40. I mean, it just depends. So let's say that you wanted to do an open house and you wanted to find out how. I tell you, there's always 3 ways. Go on Group Me, and you go, hey, this is Constance. I'm new with DHS, and anybody got an open house I can do? Here's my cell phone. Boom. That's one way. The second way is you can log into MLS. You can click right on that. And all you do is click on the MLS number. You find one you want. You go, oh, I want to do that one. Click on the MLS number. Scroll to the bottom. And you're going to text Adil and ask him if you can do an open house there. The third way is you do a home search for active homes close to where you live. So let me show you how easy this is. So we go into residential search, and we're looking for houses to do an open house. So right here in the middle, we're going to put 1 mile, and slowly give me your address.
1985 Shorewood, S-H-O-R-E, Wood, that's one word, Drive.
Grapevine? Isn't that crazy? So all you do is go this, and it's going to pull up all the homes within a mile from your house. So you could go back 2 miles because there's 5 searches. You could go back 3 miles. Okay. So you hit results, and you open up each one, and you scroll down, and you text Michael McCoy with Berkshire Hathaway, and you just go, hey, my name's Constance. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not with Berkshire, but I'd love to do open house this Saturday if you have availability for me to do open house on your listing, 12 to 2, 2 to 4. He says no, you go to the next one. Scroll down. Hey, Shelby. Huh?
Why would anybody say no?
They don't usually. If they do, it's a liability thing. you know, because you're going to have it open. But, you know, you would say, hey, you can call my broker. You know, I'm experienced with open houses. And when you get onboarded with me, I send you like 12 open house videos. They're each 2 minutes, and it just tells you every step. So you're almost onboarded with open houses the same day that you are onboarded with me. But for instance, my son Mitchell, he did 3 open houses about 2 months ago, a mile from our house, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 different houses, none of them with us. So he did the same search. So you could do it, you know, and what it does is when you type in an address real slow right there, it pulls it up automatically. So 1 mile from 8005. And you just stop. Oh, that's just cool. So, so that's always, so there's always an open house to do, always. So we have agents pretty busy right from the get-go because as part of the onboarding, I sign you up for Op City. If you want, you can call Zillow and buy leads on the front end. There's no split on those at all. There's no splits with me. It's just that with this company, Op City, that's their program. And most of the brokers in DFW use them. And then you have open houses. And then you have your own sphere of influence. So what I would do is say, when you get licensed, you send an email to everybody and you're like, hey, this is Constance. I just want to, you know, let you know that I've started a new endeavor. What did you do before this? Okay, but where were you? What were you?
I worked as a child care, like a daycare.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, I just think all the time, but I would just do something like, I'm just talking out loud because you're just trying to do a little bio intro. Hey, this is Constance. I just want to let y'all know the same passion I've had for caring for your children, because this should be a sphere of influence, like people that know you. As you know, my past work experience, I've been in watching and being an advocate for children. I want to let you know that now I'm moving into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur, and I've got my real estate license recently and want to have the highest fidelity with my clients and customers like I did with your children. I mean, that's pretty strong, just something like that, you know, and then you can offer whatever kind of services you want. You could offer everybody in your whole database, hey, I'll do a free CMA that never expires. It'll be electronic. And anytime there's a new list in your subdivision, you'll get it as an active. Whenever a home goes pending and funding, you'll get it. You'll know the comps in your area. I care about home values here, so I'm going to send this out as a courtesy. You knock on doors. I mean, there's like a billion ways. I could just keep going. You pay somebody at Starbucks $100 and tell them you're going to, I mean, you know, the coffee person say, I'll buy the next 10 people that get coffee. Just tell them over here on my computer. Half of them will come thank you. And you're like, oh, I'm a realtor. I'm doing free CMAs for everybody today. You know, what's your address? You know, oh, if you want to get a CMA forever, give me your email. You know, no harm, no foul. If you never want to reach out to me ever again, that's fine. All right, so that's how you do a CMA. Okay, that's how you find houses for open house. Let's say that you find a lease home and you need to do a CMA of the lease property. Okay. You do a CMA of leases the same way you do a CMA for residential. So this is for a house, and we know we go here, and we've got to mark these. Now we're going to hover over search and go all the way down to residential lease and hit quick. And we go to residential lease and hit quick. We got to do the same thing. You have active mark, skip coming soon, mark the next 3, skip the next 2, and mark the next 2. Now go back 190 or 180, doesn't matter. Put in the subdivision name. And again, that asterisk just wildcards it, so you'll know it's spelled right. And then here you put in Plano just to make sure, and you can see there's only 1 home. I'd hit results. Again, if there's multiple homes, you just hit the check mark above it, and as soon as you check mark all, quick CMA highlights, and now you can tell somebody, hey, if you lease a home in this subdivision, this one is leased and it sold for $4,200 or whatever. Okay, so there's always a way to do a CMA. All right, let's say you want to find an agent that you worked with, and you're like, let's see, Serios is his last name. I wonder where he works. As soon as you put his name in, it says 1 match. You hit results, and it shows you, if you click on it, that number there, it shows you his name. It shows you who he works for. If you click on my active listings, it'll say if he has any business. So you can always do a search of somebody like that. So other than residential for houses and residential lease, the other big one, and then we'll call it a day, because I like the trainings to be about 45 minutes. for attention span. Lots and acreage. You have people all day long that will ask you, hey, can you pull me up some 3-acre minimum in Gunner? Or, you know, somewhere. So all you do is you hover over search, lots and acreage, quick. After, I already have everybody's active only, so you'll never be sending crap that's not available. Over here, you go, what price range did you want, Constance? Oh, how about 0 to 60 grand? Okay, well, 0 to 60 because the 3 zeros are there. Okay, she says Gunner, so you just type in GUN, and then you keep going. T, there it is, so it's marked. What you notice over here, or might not, is that it doesn't have an acreage minimum. So in order to get the acreage minimum, you're going to go below the results tab and hit add remove. And again, every time you hit add remove, on the left is all your search criteria. And all you do is type in acre, ACR, and there it is. You select it, you move it over, and then you hit the back button. And then you scroll below the results tab, and you'll see it right here. So what'd you say, 3 acres plus? Boom, 3 acres plus in Gunner. 0 to 60, there's 0. So that means we got to go higher. 0 to 100, 0. 0 to 200. Okay, maybe we'll switch it to Salina. Okay, let's say there's not anything when somebody does a search. Go to county search, makes it easier. Colin, there's 2. That shows you the market. There's 2 homes, but of course that's 3, but still that's 2.0 to 2.4 million, 3 acres plus. There's only 84 in all of Collin County. So let's say that we hit results and you want to send this to everybody. What do? Save. New auto email. Boom. Create new contact, lots and acreage, save, and then text the buyer. It's just simple. And, you know, people overcomplicate it. That's why when you go to training at different companies, they're like, oh, go this 10-day class. This is stuff that you can do like that because this is all going to be on videos after I onboard you. I send you, after I do your MLS, I send you videos on MLS. I do your templates. I send you videos on templates. I send you videos on open houses. And you're like, boom. And then all we do is train on real world scenarios. Like, you know, anybody that's going to go into an apartment, first contact they have with an apartment company, they need to sign your name in, either on the phone or in person. Builders, either on the phone or in person, they need to sign you in. And then everything else is going to be in the MLS. So, all right. So last thing I'm going to show you, and some of y'all that are on might not know, but I've done most of y'all's. When you go residential quick, no, I'm sorry. I've got not a virus, but it's weird. It's like a friggin'. All right, so right here, when you go to search, you'll see that when you just do a results, even with 5,000, you'll see right here, this drop down says 100. If yours says 25 or 50, hit the drop down and pick 100, and then hit the rotary and save it. And that means it'll always save 100 searches on the screen. Because if not, if you're only doing 10, this looks weird. So do the most you can, which is 100. And then once you hit that drop down, hit save. And now every time you do it, it'll be the same. Now, search residential quick is what I like. You can do search residential detailed. It's a little more. You got a little more options. So again, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. But I've cleaned them all up to where active is the only thing that's marked. When you go to the board, you're going to have, when you pay your board dues, it's basically, let's see who came in a little late to the game. So let me just talk about a little bit what's going on right now. Third quarter MLS dues are due. They're $114. So I got an email yesterday about 20 agents that haven't paid their dues yet. I have to keep up on that because you got to pay your board. You got to pay your board dues every November for the next year. When you get licensed, it'll be prorated, and it's $456 a year. So it'll be prorated. It should be under $300 for the rest of the year, and then you'll pay your MLS. Once you pay that, my onboarding is one document that hyperlinks everything you need to do, so it's real efficient. You'll call into the board. You'll pay with a credit card. You'll have activation on MLS immediately. Zip forms takes about 24-hour lag before you're in their system. Then you're done with MLS and zip forms, and I load you into Opcity. Like I've got an agent named Silva. He was in my classes. I don't know if any. Okay, well he joined us, and he's already got a lease today, and I just got his templates done last night. So he joined over at 4th of July, but he wasn't able to pay till yesterday. So yesterday, with all my planes being, he doesn't even know this, but I have my laptop and I'm walking in the airport, and my wife is on my phone reading Silva's text because I had to know this information that he sent me, which is his license number.
Yeah.
And so she's reading like the phone number is 469, and I have my phone and my computer because I told him I was going to have his templates done before midnight. And when I say something, by God, it'll happen unless I'm dead. And so I was at the airport. They took us off a plane. We're going to another plane because we hovered over DFW, went back to Houston. They moved us. As we're walking down to the next plane, I'm friggin' typing, and I got his templates done. So this morning he just called me, and he's going to show a lease property from Opcity. And I mean, literally just got his MLS and zip forms done yesterday. He just joined us. He joined us 3 days ago, but it was over the holiday, and the boards were closed Monday. So yeah, but you know Silva.
Yeah, I know Silva.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite. One of my.
I already knew y'all were good. He was going to join.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just on the phone with him earlier. So, so with that, I'm going to answer any questions before I hang up on the onliners. I'm going to stop presenting. Anybody have any questions? You can take yourself off mute.
Hey, Doug, I have a question. This is Mark.
Yes.
How did when your clients pop up in MLS, how did you give them access to that? How did you know they looked at a house and favored a house?
How did I know that they favorited a home?
Yeah, how did they get in there and look at it? What did you give them? What do they have access to that you know they looked at a house and favored it? I saw how you got their cell phone number, but where do they go to look at a house?
Okay, so perfect. So when you do a search residential quick, okay, and let's just do 0-500 just to get a list that's manageable. In Plano, I think there's only 277. All right, you hit results, and you probably already know this. You're going to hit save, just like I've taught. New auto email, and I already have somebody in here, so let me just pick Joe Blow. So Joe Blow, here I'm going to put homes in Plano. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to hit save, and I just emailed it to you. Now you're going to get what's called a portal. It's going to be via email because that's I put in your first name, last name in your email. So, and I think I stopped presenting. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm going to present again and show you real quick. Okay, so again, real quick, let me just show you. So you do a search. Let's just say we go 0-500. You put in Plano. I think there's 77 homes. You hit results. Once you hit results, you're going to hit the middle button save, middle button new auto email. Okay, so let's say that you're Joe Blow. I'm going to pick Joe Blow. I already got you in here. I'm going to put homes or something like that in the subject line. I scroll down and hit save. Well, I just emailed that to Joe Blow. So now I'm going to text Joe, and he's going to have an email, and the email is going to say, click on this. It's your portal. And when they click on that portal, you'll get a text message immediately that they opened the portal. In that portal, they'll have a heart for each property. When they heart a property, you'll also get a text message. Once you've logged out of MLS, you got to completely log out. And then once you go back in and log in, if they opened it, their name will show up in the left corner under recent portal visitors. So like right now, if I log back in and Joe Blow had opened that portal, it's going to be right here on the left. Right there where it says Abigail, it would say Joe Blow. And if he hearted it, there'd be a heart right next to the time, which would be 10:46. So it would say Joe Blow, 10:46, and a heart. If I clicked on the heart, it would go right to the property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's perfect. Thanks, Doug. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, what I tell everybody, I mean, I've got agents in my office that are, got their license after every holiday, and I've got agents that got their license yesterday. And the one thing that I can't teach is a commitment to come in and goof around with this. I mean, I know all the weird kinks in it because I want to be an expert so that I can find a property no matter how hard it is. And a lot of times you'll get an address like Farmer to Market 2740 or County Road 0000, and you're like, oh crap. So what I do is I'll go up here and I'll put 0000, and all I do is put a C there. And you hit search, and it's going to pull up a crap load of 000s and county roads. So you're going to have to do a little bit of, investigation like you're a detective. And it might be that when you go back here to dashboard and it's, 0000 and it's county road, but you also know it's in Salina, you could pick Salina and maybe that would eliminate it more. You see what I mean? If I did that and that was it, there's only one active home. So there it is. So that search thing in the middle, it's just crazy good, because when you start buying Op City, and you don't buy Op City, you get it free on the front end. But if you start buying Zillow leads or you're getting Op City, they're going to give you an address to look at. And when Op City, when that phone rings and you grab that lead, I don't care if that home's available or not. You need to tell them it is available and set an appointment to meet them. Then when you log into MLS, the easiest way to find that one property is right here. You don't have to do anything but type in the number and the first letter of the street name. Hit search and it will friggin' pull it up, because Op City comes from the MLS. And then if you see it's not available or it's under contract, you go ahead and click on the MLS number, get the basic criteria, price range, square footage, year built, do a new search under search residential quick, send it to them, and then you text them back and go, hey, Constance, I know we were going to meet at 6 tonight, but that home at 123 Easy Street is no longer available, but I did send you everything in Plano that's in that same price range. These are active homes, and they should be in your inbox. If you don't see it, probably check your spam or junk. If you'll just confirm you got it, that'd be great. And again, I have 6 p.m. open. I'd be honored to I'll show you 5 or 6 homes tonight. I mean, frick, at 6 p.m., it doesn't get dark till 9 p.m. So, you can show a home in 20 minutes. That's 7 homes in 3 hours. I would never deny meeting somebody ever, because if you meet somebody, statistics show you got about a 90% chance of working with them. And that's why it doesn't matter. If somebody's going to meet me, by God, if there's not even a home to show, I'll make up something, but I'll meet them there and go, hey, right when I was pulling up, all the homes got canceled. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't, leave the house and you show up and nobody was here. So, hey, while we're here, here's my little packet about myself, some propaganda, my resume, references, bio. I'm gonna keep this search going, and I want all your real estate business. So, I work 5 a.m. to midnight. You let me know when you want to look at something, and I'll make sure that we get to take a look at it. And then you just follow up with them. So. All right. Other than that, any questions? I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording at least, and then I'll wait for anybody to ask anything. I'll be posting this on GroupMe and on YouTube.